right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. It's Saturday night, which is a good night, because that's only to say that I'm not here alone. I have my good friend and co-host, Mr. Don Longbeard, here with me. Wake up, Don. We're on. Don. We're on. I think your microphone's off.
Oh, why do you keep turning my microphone off, man? So I don't snore in it.
So you don't snore
Hey, it's Saturday night.
It's Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We have 2 fun-filled hours of Paranormal Portal for you tonight for your listening and viewing entertainment. Hopefully there's viewing entertainment. Depends on how entertained you are looking at me, but if that's entertaining for you, you come to the right place. But we have lots of fun to get into tonight, lots of paranormal stories. First and foremost, let me just say that if you have a paranormal encounter or story or situation of your very own that you'd like to share, you can call in and be a part of tonight's show. We'd love to hear from you. You can call in by dialing 720-923-0500. Again, 720-923-0500. It's the number for fun, and I hope you'll use it if you have something to share. That's always a wonderful part of the shows. Good to see you, Bam. Bam's hanging out. It's just me and Bam over in TFR. Good to see you, brother. Hope everything's good. And I see you guys are coming into the YouTubes. Don, who's here in the YouTubes?
I don't know. My computer's not really cooperating tonight. Let's see here.
I can see.
Oh, here we go. I got it. No, I got it.
Okay, Don's got it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pull up the roster and give some shout-outs here for who is here.
Number one shout-out tonight is to Aussie Tiger, simply
Aussie
because
Tiger.
his name starts with an A.
That puts him at the top of the list.
Does, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then there's Bomber and Chris Jarvis, Dance God, E.
Dance
Spears.
God.
Yeah, I've been here before. They keep changing their name. E. Spears, Ethan's here, Grassman58, Great Lake Squatch, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Miss Pam, how the heck are you? Kirsten's here, Les is here. We got Lindsay Bay, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. That's a new name to me. That Paranormal Portal guy. Paul Holland. Renee's here. Rigger Ridge, Strangeland. Pharmacy needs. The pharmacy needs to be fixed.
But he's getting help for
He's getting good help. It's okay. That's
pharmacy
Carlton.
Pharmacy Needs Network.
Pharmacy Needs. The Unknown Titan is here. Treva, Chris, the other Chris is here. And then some guy named Aether Archives. I can't figure that one out.
That's the guy. That's the beard.
Guy. That's the one.
That's Don's chat name, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the show, that's Aether Archives is. Yeah, you probably should.
Portable Tree.
Portable Tree was here last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had in fact, they
You
got
want
a
a haunted
reading.
forest? That's how you do it.
Actually, we had a great show last night with Ms. Deborah Varner, and thank you to everybody that was here and took part in that. We had readings wall to wall until an hour after the show ended on the network, so we were cruising along, but we had a lot of great readings. It was a good time. So thank you to everybody that took part in last night's show. And again, this last Wednesday we had just an epic show.
That was a nail biter for me. It really was. That was an awesome show.
Yeah, we had Vic Cundiff here on the show and had a great
Cundiff.
discussion. Amazing discussion, actually, about the Dog Man.
The Dog Man.
The Dog Man.
Is he from Jersey?
No.
Does he know the devil?
I don't know. The Jersey Devil. I got it. I'm putting it together, Don, little by little, piece by piece. I'm assembling some logic out of that. So, it takes me a while. I'm a little slow out of the gate, but I'm usually good at the finish. But yeah, we had a great time. We had a great time last night.
That's what he said. Hi.
Hi, Don.
Goodness.
Okay. We had a great time with Vic and great shows, a lot of great information. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. Absolutely. Sometimes I think we got this like umbilical cord connected or something. It's like you say the same things a lot.
That guy scares me.
There's a lot to be scared of, Don.
You don't want to be in my head.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on in my head. There's a lot. I'm the nicest bunch of people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
But no,
we are family.
If you haven't seen last Wednesday's show, definitely get an opportunity and check it out. It's just been a wildly popular show too with our listeners. And when we're discussing things like the Dogman, it's tough. But I think we found about the greatest person to have on the show and discuss it with. He and Linda Godfrey have both been on the shows now, and they both bring so much to the table. That was a lot of fun. So
it was awesome.
Special thanks again to Vic for coming on. We had a blast, and we'll have to get him back on. He's agreed to come back on at some point, but I haven't gotten to the point of drilling down where that's going to be exactly. But we'll get him back on the show and revisit the whole Dogman and Bigfoot as well, because he does a Bigfoot show. Bigfoot Eyewitness and Dogman Encounters. Those are his two shows, but we had a great time. So we are absolutely at it right now. We've got a bunch of new stuff to bring to you. It's just a veritable buffet of paranormal coming at you. Veritable buffet.
And like in Vegas.
So, kind of like in Vegas. Yeah. I'd love to go to one of those Vegas buffets. I've heard they're
You've never been to a Vegas
I've
buffet?
never been to Vegas. So
oh, my goodness. Congratulations. You ain't missing much.
Oh.
We have people we can go visit now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we got Chris and Cherie are down there. Yeah. That's true. But I wanted to bring up this first story because this has a lot to do with the UFO phenomena, but I hadn't heard about this before, and I was like, "What? Let's check this out." So let me get it pulled up here. There is, I don't know if this, it looks like that is actual imagery. So I'm gonna put this link into TFR for Bam to check out, but I'm gonna be going over it with you guys on YouTube. So just hang on tight here. Let me get this over to Bam so that he can join in with some of the visual fun. But what's going on is apparently weather radars have recorded huge flying saucer over Mexico. And you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it yourself. I didn't see it, but I've never even heard of this. But it says Guanajuato is a city located in Mexico and is the capital of a small state of Guanajuato. Less than a day ago, on meteorological radars, experts recorded some incomprehensible phenomena which so far no one can explain. God, that really looks like a UFO. I mean, God, how would that appear on radar? Let's keep going. It is interesting that the phenomena was simultaneously recorded on several different resources, including Windy and Google Weather. Guanajuato was founded by the Spaniards in the early 16th century. Literally 2 centuries later, this city became a world leader not only in the extraction but also in the sale of silver. Also, the city became famous due to Boca del Inferno, which translates as hellish abyss. This is a huge shaft with a very impressive depth. It penetrates. It sounds just. I can't help it. It's just like, who wrote this? It penetrates into the ground for about 600 meters. It was over this city that experts recorded a strange anomaly of incredible size.
I bet.
Yeah, we're already circling the drain, ladies and gentlemen, and we just started. So, and here's an image on screen that you guys can see. It says the mysterious phenomena had a futuristic appearance, and at the same time, the geometric ideal angles in the object were not only located along the entire perimeter, but also rotated. It is worth noting the detected anomaly rotated counterclockwise.
Wow.
Is that the way the toilets flush out of the equation?
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible to record the anomaly using 2 different satellites, each of which has a different level of detail. At the moment, experts are trying to figure out what exactly they saw on the meteorological radars.
Oh my.
That's pretty crazy. You got to admit. Huh. It does look like a flying. Here's a better image on the top.
Flying what?
Flying
Somebody
saucer.
gave a what?
Saucer done. Saucer.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I'd not heard of this before. But now the interesting thing is there is a follow-up article to this that I wanted to bring to your attention, and
that was only a couple days ago.
Right. This one. What is this one? Yeah, this one's from September 1st. Let me see. When was this one? September 3rd. So on September 1st, I don't know if this is the same one, but it's
looks
talking
like the same picture.
It is the same image, but I want to see what does it mean because it's a different headline. It says now mysterious anomalies appear on weather radars around the world.
Oh.
So I wanted to see what this one had to say because this last one was just talking about in Mexico. So let's have a peek here and see what this one's talking about. Let me just see if there's any imaging. Well, there's actually a video involved with it. All right, let's just read it. It says, on September 1st, 2020, meteorologists detected a huge donut-shaped anomaly over Mexico and their weather radar and published the website windy.com. European company that offers forecasting services, interactive weather reports around the world, reports, then they put a link to it, but the chief meteorologist in Wilmington, North Carolina, wrote in his Twitter account, I've never seen anything like that. As you note, the center of the donut is not the radar site, and what seems to hold a return for a roost ring. Got to be honest, I don't know. Curious if you see the same pattern around the same time tomorrow. It's not the first time that these donut-shaped anomalies appear on weather radars. In August 6th and 7th, 2020, a weather radar located in Europe detected a similar donut-shaped anomaly.
Wow.
So are they coming, Don? Is this... because here's the thing. When I saw the UFO, it was cloaked. I couldn't see it.
Right.
Unless I was using infrared. So is it possible that these motherships are just moving into position right now and the weather radars are actually picking them up? Ooh, those are huge, too. That's like Independence Day kind of big.
Wow.
But it says, but something strange is showing up on radar as it shows white arrow-shaped clouds that appeared over Germany. I guess that's these. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at, but yeah, I guess so. Let's see, up here over Germany, moving to Belgium and the Netherlands. Excuse me. Then gradually more similar arrow-shaped clouds appear, after which a clear circle becomes visible, suggesting that it might be the effects of a weather control. We're going to actually check this video out, so hold on. While there are other people speculating that the donut-shaped anomalies could be signatures of huge cloaked UFOs or vortex dimensional portals that opened in the sky over the city of Guanajuato, Mexico, and Belgium, the Netherlands, others say that these mysterious circles are the effect of weather manipulation implemented by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, or the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HARP. Although similar mysterious weather radar anomalies have been detected throughout the world in recent years, to our knowledge, no one has ever been able to find an explanation for this phenomena. Okay, so let's check out this video. I'm going to have to get this link for Bam so he can check it out too. But we're not going to do the sound, obviously. I just want to stick within fair use here, but I definitely want to see what they're referencing here in this arrow-shaped clouds. So I'm just going to play it, but I'm going to mute it as well. There it is. There's the... it does... Wow. It's just a circle. Okay, so these are land masses. I got it. Okay. Well, that is weird, right?
Yep.
That's very weird. I don't speak German, so I don't know what that's saying. 8th of August, I guess. Mm-hmm. Midday around noon. There they are again. They are very strange, huh? That's really bizarre.
Yeah, they shouldn't look like that.
Not normally, right?
Nope.
Huh.
Oh, pardon me.
That is really pretty creepy.
Wow.
I don't know what to think about that, ladies and gentlemen, but that's pretty strange. We're going to actually check out the video before this on the same article. But, yeah, that's really bizarre. I don't know what these arrow-like cloud formations are. You would think that they'd only be present in a severe jet stream of some kind that could make such long, narrow clouds. But you can see they almost radiate out, like from here,
or maybe
here.
They're pointing at.
Or maybe they're coming in, do you think?
Well, pointing at, yeah, coming in, yes.
Yeah, because there's one here that's pretty consistent, and then there's all these other ones floating on around it. Those of you that are on iHeart, TuneIn, or TalkStream Live, you're certainly welcome to join us on YouTube, youtube.com/Paranormal Portal, and you can see on screen what we're talking about, or if you're in tfrlive.com/chat, you can check out the links that we're posting in there on our active chats in both places. So, very weird. I don't know. That's bizarre. I guess there's not a lot to see here other than it's repeating. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Looks like Mr. Carlton's calling.
It is.
Yeah, so very strange, but let's check out this other video first, and then we'll go to the phone. Hang on, Carlton, we'll get to you in a second. I don't know if anything new is going to happen here. It's just kind of showing the same stuff. I'm just skipping ahead a little bit to take a look. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Okay, yeah. Very strange. I don't know what any of this stuff is, and I don't speak German, so I can't really share any of that. But
It's not a matter of speaking German; it's a matter of reading German.
right, exactly. Well, either way, I don't know German, words or sounds. Let's see. So this is the one from Mexico. Let's do that.
Goodness.
Okay, so let me blow this one up. This is the first one.
Why
look
is
at
it
that.
rotating?
It's rotating too.
They said
yeah,
it was rotating, and that's not possible
that
unless
is.
it's like a hurricane.
Yeah, but even then it doesn't. What? Oh, this is a guy talking. Let's get back to.
He's always talking.
Why
The
is he-
guy's always talking, but he never says anything.
Let's go back a little further
He's
here
not
and just
saying
see.
a darn thing.
Okay, he's talking. I guess that was the only actual video footage in there, other than some screen grabs. But you can see that when they were showing the video part of it, it does move. I mean, it's rotating, and that is weird. Very strange. I don't know where this part is, but all right. Let's go back a little further. I found that very interesting. There it is. Now he's very weird. Very weird. I don't know, folks. What is this? What does it mean? I don't know, but that is not a normal weather anomaly. I honest to God, I'm thinking, God, are those, like the motherships everyone's talking about? They're on the far side of the moon. They're on the far side of the moon.
Now they're on the closest orbit of the Earth.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of came down now. I don't know what they're doing, but the UFO that I witnessed, I could only see in infrared. I couldn't see it with my naked eye. It was invisible. So what if these things are just coming down and they're just floating there invisible to us? But God, as big as that is, wouldn't you think planes would hit it or something? I mean, that's huge. That's enormous.
Well, it depends.
I don't know.
Is it cloaked?
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean, it's not exactly, a Tic Tac or a Gimlet,
Right. This is a mothership kind of thing. But it is weird. That footage, as you could see, did rotate. It had a pattern to it. So very weird, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm just bringing it to you. I find it absolutely shocking and cool, or interesting anyway. But that kind of stuff is certainly concerning because many people believe that maybe they're here to take over. And well, I mean, God, they bring in these like state-sized motherships. It's like, yeah, I guess they'll probably succeed.
Please take New York, Washington, and Oregon.
Don, careful, your bias is showing.
Leave certain people like Pharmacy Seeds and the Blue Line Boys,
Let's get to, speaking of our Pharmacy Seeds, are you there, brother?
Hello, gentlemen.
There
How you doing? How you doing? What's going on tonight?
Oh, not too much. Just wanted to comment on the radar imagery there.
Please. Love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so the first one, if you understand the nature of how rain radar is shot, it's a microwave transmitter shooting out a signal, and then we're receiving that signal back and looking at how much reflectivity we get. And based on reflectivity, that determines how much moisture is actually in the air there. That anomaly caught my attention multiple times initially until I figured out what I think it really is. When you have a dew fall, especially we see this a lot. I see this a lot in the radar this time of year. When you have a dew fall, you get all this moisture falling out. It increases the reflectivity, right? And that reflectivity comes back and it shows up on the map. But if you look at that circle, that's the circle of the range of that particular radar station. It's transmitting a signal and taking the reflectivity measurement. And then they spot those all over the landscape so they can cover multiple areas, and they tie that mapping together. So that might explain why we're seeing that anomaly. I'm not saying that guarantees it, but I think that's an easy way to look at that from that perspective. The second one, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I just want to make a couple of comments on it.
I appreciate you sharing that, but I don't think there's any way in hell that reflectivity of precipitation would create perfect geometric patterns like that,
rotation.
and a rotation as well. But I think it's brilliant that you thought of that. I didn't even think of that, and that is perhaps a consideration. But now what they did say is that the hollow part at the center was not the center of the radar location, which is you'd think, well, that's where the radar is coming from.
Okay.
It's shooting out and collecting all this data and coming back. But they said that according to the placement of the actual Doppler or whatever tower, that would not have been where it was in the image. So that is another anomaly. Anyway, I mean, it looks like a Death Star window. But I think it's brilliant. That's very brilliant.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have also noticed, I've been studying this pretty closely. I watch the radar here a lot. I watch when lightning storms come through. There's a site called lightningmaps.org.
Oh, yeah.
And I really enjoy watching, how many strikes a minute there are, all the radar anomalies that happen. There's one that I've noticed just south of us between basically Montauk Point and Newburgh, that when we get these storms that come through, so many times there's this one clear line in that radar that shoots between those 2 points. And I'm really curious, what exactly is going on there that causes that anomaly. I have not gotten a good answer from any of my amateur radio friends or any of my friends who understand radar much more intimately than I do. But I think it's really cool that you guys brought this up.
So when you said Montauk, you mean like Montauk, what was it, the Montauk Project?
Yeah,
Like that Montauk?
Isn't that an island off of the coast? Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Where they're doing
Did I just open a gigantic can of worms? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, when you talk about the Montauk Project, you talk about a lot of sending out of waves.
Yeah. There's often things in those waves too. No, that's where all that creature or all the animal testing goes on, isn't it, Montauk?
Well, that's where also supposedly there's a lot of remote viewing experimentation and things like that,
okay.
mind control, things like that coming out of there.
Oh.
So there you go.
Oh, that place is like Paranormal Central Hub. Yeah. What was I going to say about that? There was something else I heard about that. Oh, allegedly, one of the radar antennas that they used there, they were using multiple different frequencies or some combination to affect time and space.
Ooh.
And they were able to achieve time travel, according to some of these things,
So
people who claims, I guess we'd say. But so the thing that comes to mind I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but the thing that comes to mind for me out of that is, when we look at the Bigfoot phenomena and we roll back in time and people say, oh yeah, but before we had all this technology to create GMO creatures and that kind of thing, there were reports of Bigfoot. But all you got to do is throw that weird chink in the gear where you can manipulate time and travel time, and now that changes that whole perspective.
Sure. If there is indeed time travel, and there's definitely some decent arguments for it when you look at artifacts out of time and things like that. There's things that shouldn't exist in fossils like that would be reminiscent of our modern age. And so, I don't know if there isn't time travel. There's at least some weird reboot that happens. But I fully think. In fact, there was an article. I'll have to see if I can dig that up. But apparently, a physicist has worked out some of the issues that people had with time travel and why it wouldn't work. I'll have to see if I can find that and we can get into that.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Montauk Project and the time travel aspect of it, because for the simple fact that there is a story, an old story, comes out of, probably World War II. Actually, just after, I think it was.
Got about 2 minutes.
The Montauk Project supposedly sent somebody back to the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh.
And there are sailors that are reporting that they were sent back. They were on the Philadelphia Project. They were on the boat. They were sent into time to the Montauk Project and then sent back. So there you go.
Wow. Well, I'm here to tell you
there's the and more.
We're scratching the surface here on this stuff, but only just barely. There's so much to unpack with all of this, but we're going to get into some more UFO stuff on the other side too. But Carlton, brother, I appreciate you calling in, man. This is cool. I lied. You know, I can't see.
Always a pleasure.
I can't say I agree with your idea, but I think it's brilliant, and I'm really glad that you brought it to the table because it is a consideration.
That's great. I'm glad we have a place like Paranormal Portal. We can have a discussion and disagree on concepts and still have the discussion.
That's
and not
right.
Get all upset about it. So
Well, because-
carry on, gentlemen. Excellent show as always.
All right,
Forward
brother.
to more.
Okay, we'll see you, brother. Thank you.
Just because you're wrong doesn't mean you're right.
Nice.
All right, we'll see you.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right. Always a pleasure, guys.
Break time already, huh? Wow.
It's break time, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving into the break, so don't go away. If you're new to the show, we got to take half-hour breaks on the network nights, which is Friday and Saturday. So just sit back, use the loo, get a beverage, and we'll be right back in just a couple minutes.
We'll
Don't
be
go
back.
away. We'll be back. Get to the chopper. I don't know. Get to the chopper.
It's amazing how people have been raving about ILI.
right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are, of course, underway again. We've got second half hour is underway. Special condolences to Elaine. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm just floored. I don't know what to say, if there's anything to say, but just know that my heart's with you. Our hearts are with you.
Absolutely.
And, we're here. If you should need anything that we can help you with, please reach out and let us know. So we are underway. We have lots of weirdness happening already with those weird UFO radars. And now I got another one here that kind of ties into that if I can find it. I still got to find that time travel one, Don, because that was really weird. I can't read that one. Where the hell is it, though? I swear I just had it. Well, this one kind of ties into this. This is apparently a ufologist claims that he's discovered a huge city on Venus, ladies and gentlemen. And, I guess they probably, if there's things living there, people living there like Val Thor's or whatever, they're going to need a city or at least places to hang their hats. So let's see what this person says. This is from animalien.com again, and it's from September 4th, so it's pretty recent. And it says, I don't think there's anything real. Well, there is some images here, so let me get this for Bam and anybody that happens to be over on TFR, because we got to keep everybody in the same scoreboard here. All right. So I just posted a link over in the tfrlive.com/chat, and we're going to go through it now. UFologists discovered a huge city on Venus. Now, if you'll remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's a story going back into the eyes.
Women are from Venus.
Yeah, women are apparently anyway, so they probably have a place where they start out too before they come here and enrich our lives. But I love all you women. Don't believe it for a minute. I love women. You guys are great. But there's the story of Valiant Thor,
yep.
Who was apparently an extraterrestrial working with the Pentagon. Mm-hmm. And you can find stories about it out there. It's a pretty interesting narrative. Don, there was a book, right? That was
Stranger in the Pentagon by Frank Strange.
Stranger in the Pentagon by Frank Strange.
Dr. Frank Strange or something like that.
Who allegedly just records the happenings of this Venusian helping out the U.S. government.
Well, he was actually supposedly invited onto Valthor's ship with Jane and Don.
Jane and Don. Now, that's not necessarily this Don, but a Don.
I kind of wish it was. Might explain a few things, not of this earth or not of this world.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But anyway, there's been theories that there could be habitual zones on Venus up in the clouds, like a cloud city kind of thing, that even though the surface is really a mess and could never support our kind of life, it could be possible up in the clouds and the upper atmosphere of Venus, that if you had a floating city, it could live. But this person apparently has found something else. So the famous ufologist and virtual archaeologist Scott Waring said that he had discovered large structures on the planetary map of Venus. According to the researcher, the structure is more than 5 miles, about 8 kilometers across. Waring also draws attention to some stories of contact with extraterrestrials, in which it is alleged, often mentioned, that Venus is the home of the aliens. The aliens, at least the ones involved in those abductions. The presence of the huge structure on the surface is the second from the sun planet. May indicate that there may be life on it. In addition, the ufologist believes that it is located deep below the surface, and the visible structure is just the top of a huge building. The subject of the presence of life on Venus has been of interest to astronomers for many decades. In early 2020, a Russian scientist announced that the Venera 13 probe, launched in 1981, had captured strange movements on the planet's surface. I'd not heard of that yet. Had you?
No.
Me either. See, there's another one. Mysterious Morse code-like beams of light emitted from Venus. And then there's possible sign of life found on Venus's atmosphere. That was that gas that apparently is emitted from carbon life forms.
Right.
And then others, an unknown object becomes visible during mysterious flashes on Venus. So there's other articles we can check out here as well. But it says the subject of the research was the photographs presented by the Soviet probe. Okay. In one photo, the scientists saw an object resembling a crab near the Venera 13 landing probe. See the photo above. I guess that's this. I don't know how super zoomed that is, but that's this. Apparently, too. There's a white, I guess does kind of look like a little, I don't know if it looks like a crab, but it looks like something. In another picture, also taken the probe, this crab inexplicably moved to the side. Okay, so here's the, I don't know, these pictures are kind of hard to make out. Okay, so this is this, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This is this, zoomed in. And then, I don't know what the hell this is. Anyway, there's lots of weird stuff happening on Venus, apparently. But let me see if we can find more about this Morse code, like beams from Venus. It's a link all the way down on the link I sent you guys. That's really hard to believe unless hundreds of millions of years ago. Maybe that's true, Bam. I don't know. He's talking about the life on Venus. Hard to believe unless hundreds of millions of years ago. It's hard to know how their atmosphere has changed through all of that time. But it's interesting because, the thing that occurs to me is that we expect life to be us. Mm-hmm. And it's very possible that life on these other planets would be geared for that planet. And maybe they aren't just like us. Maybe they're quite a bit different. Interesting nonetheless, but I want to check out some of these other articles that they're linking here. It says mysterious Morse code-like beams of light emitted from Venus. Amateur astronomer YouTube Bruce Sees All captured the multiple mysterious light emissions with his infrared camera telescope that appear to come from the planet Venus. The astronomer does not have the most advanced equipment, but it was enough to make a loud discovery. The astronomer also points to a giant object that looks just like the asteroid known for its unusual shape. Looks like the asteroid? Known for its unusual shape, and some scientists consider it not an asteroid at all, but an alien spaceship. The Oumuamua. I don't know how the hell to pronounce this. It's the thing that moved through our what? Solar system? Yeah. A while ago. Oumuamua, I think, is how you say it. Oumuamua, which passed over Venus, and one wonders if this object could cause flashes or pulsating rays. Another possibility for multiple bright flashes can be massive explosions caused by asteroids hitting the planet. Well, that's probably true too. In addition, the strange flashes emitted by Venus and a dark object located near the planet, a large number of UFOs flying in open space fell into the lens of the telescope. Wow, there's a lot going on there, huh?
Yes.
One way or another, whatever it was, something very unusual happened nearby or on the planet of Venus. Let's see this. So I think this is that gentleman's page. Yeah, Bruce Sees It All. Okay. So, look at that. There's something coming up there. I'm looking for any flashes. Where's he seeing? I'm going to assume this is Venus, right?
Well, I'd imagine so. You don't see the flashes just
to
the
here,
right?
yeah.
And then there's another one farther to the right?
Over here, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There's something there.
I bet you that's his infrared. Oh, no, it's a satellite.
A satellite?
Yeah, that's a satellite going across his field of vision.
Oh, you think so? Okay. Yeah, that could be, I guess.
But
Okay.
they're talking about the flashing lights itself. See, because now he's zooming out.
Okay. Huh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I don't know.
Oh, it's just replaying itself now.
Yeah, it seems to be looping. All right, let's go to the call board.
Call board!
We got another call happening here, so let's see who's on the horn and what they know. What do they know? All right, area code 517, you're on the air.
Oh.
Hello?
Well, that was fast.
Hi. Who are we talking
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
This is Les.
Les, how you doing? Welcome back to the show. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really planning on calling in, but everybody wanted me to call, so.
Okay, please do. What do you got on your mind, brother?
Well, I got a few stories ranging from UFO to haunted house.
Perfect. Let's hear them. That's awesome.
Let's see. It was back in the mid-'70s. My grandpa told me this. He was hauling sawdust for daughters from Hartsfield, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Someplace just on the other side of Toledo. And he was going down, I can't remember the road, but it runs right next to the Maumee River down there by Waterville, I think. He saw a saucer just come right up out of the river and go up about 150 foot above. They stayed there for a couple seconds, and then they just shot off.
Wow. So it was. What did it look like?
Well, he said it was kind of like a bluish black, and it had the little dome on top. So it's kind of like that a classic UFO picture you see everywhere.
Sure.
Just the flying saucer with the little round bubble on top.
Yeah. Wow.
And all the way up until he died. He always swore that they're not up in the sky hardly anymore. They're down under the water.
Yes. Yep. And those claims have been around for a long time of them being seen either coming out of the ocean, coming out of lakes, coming out of ponds. That seems to be a real common thread in the UFO world, is that they don't seem to be, at all deterred by bodies of water. In fact, they're always seen emerging or descending into water. It's very common.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've never seen one. So
No, I haven't seen them go into water either, but it wouldn't surprise me, I guess, because if they can fly through space, they can probably handle being underwater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was at my parents' house, and at the back of the house there's a big glass sliding door, and just above the wood line, me and my buddy were standing there. And at first we saw a couple lights going through, and first we thought they were just military helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
But then they stopped, and then they started doing kinds of weird patterns
Oh, wow.
above the tree line.
What do you mean weird patterns?
They were a long ways away, but they had like an orangish yellow light, and there were three of them.
Okay.
But we couldn't make any actual. It was just little balls of light,
Okay.
from what we could tell. But they didn't move like helicopters
So they were much quicker or what?
that we've seen. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Do you think that they were a long way away, or do you think it's possible they were closer and maybe were smaller than you thought?
I mean, I don't really know,
Sure.
because they looked like they were behind the tree line.
Okay.
So
That's really cool.
I don't know about that.
Was there a history of sightings?
Let's see.
Any history of sightings around there, or was this kind of just a one-off?
Kind of one off as far as I know. I haven't really studied too much in the
Sure.
UFO history around my area.
Sure. I just wondered if you'd heard other people see things, or if you're not familiar with people seeing stuff. Okay.
I should say that the people around my area, unless you find that one little niche, you're better off not asking, because it just gets.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know the types. So
And
that's really amazing.
let's see, he also. Sorry, but
No, I just said that's really amazing. But go ahead.
and a couple more stories. I'll get up in line.
Oh, you're fine.
Because my grandpa, I'll name the towns. I won't name names just for other people's anonymity.
Sure.
He worked for a cattle rancher down around Defiance, because it wasn't that far away. Well, then cattle started getting mutilated.
Oh, okay.
You guys ever heard of the Defiance Dogman?
The what?
Defiance Dogman.
No, I haven't. No, that's new to me.
Yeah. My grandpa was working for one of the ranchers down there at the time, and they'd taken pictures on their little 8mm cameras,
Mm-hmm.
so they could get the film device, turn it into the insurance company.
Okay.
Well, when the sheriff showed up, they took pictures, and of course they said, yeah, for insurance, and they said, well, you don't need the pictures, and they took our cameras.
Oh, no.
That's it. And then the way my grandpa described it, the wounds and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there's one bull. He didn't want to get in the pen with this guy. He chased you down in a heartbeat.
Okay.
There's the bull. Its head was ripped off, and you can see the way he described it, it looked like someone took a hunting knife and just made 5 lines down each side, straight down in between the ribs.
Oh my God. So this is like it's not like an alien kind of mutilation at all. This is something killed these things, like very very like they were attacked, not that they were just mutilated. Wow, that's freaky.
Yeah, my grandpa never saw the creature that did this, but the sheriff told him it was a bear. And
A bear.
you may have a black bear
Yeah.
every now and then, but they're not that common in my area. They were driven out a long time ago.
Right.
And I don't see a.
Because even back when my grandpa was,
I don't see.
rare to see one.
I don't see a black bear pulling down a bull.
No.
No, that would be way out of their range of things that they would want to attack, because a bull could really kill a black bear. I mean, it might maim the bull, it might kill the bull, but it's not going to get out of there without some kind of damage. I don't see a black bear doing that.
I don't either.
Oh man.
And it happened for a month, and then it just kind of petered off.
Huh. So this dog man attack, was there other attacks, or was this just again the same kind of situation where it happened once, but that was like the only time, or are people losing other livestock around, or is that just one off again?
No, it was a few farmers lost some pigs, chickens.
Wow.
One of them lost a dog. And then I think that the NS rail line that runs down through Archibald and Defiance now, but it used to be called something else. It was just one of those little small town rails
Uh-huh.
to move grain and stuff.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the conductor, but he said that he saw an upright walking wolf
Oh, geez.
run in front of the engine of the train as he was making his way from Archibald to Defiance.
Oh no. Wow. That's absolutely scary. I mean, that is, if it can tear apart a big bull like that, and not even think twice about it, and what is a person going to do? Really? I mean, there's nothing you could do except die quick.
Yeah, hopefully quick.
Yeah, hopefully quick. But that is terrifying, man. That's just really terrifying. And the kills were not. Was it just like it killed it and wandered off, or were they missing parts of the bodies too? Did you ever hear? Did it feed, or did it just kill?
From far as I know, it just killed the bull.
Okay.
Probably because it got in the pen and the bull went to scare it off or whatever.
Sure.
But I know there was just, from what I can remember, one farmer lost his dog and half his chicken. Some were just laying dead.
Huh.
The dog was eviscerated.
Oh. Wow. That's terrifying, man.
Few chickens laying around. But the rest of them were never found. There was just feathers and blood everywhere.
Oof.
And then the one guy, yeah, what my grandpa told me, it was a surprise hog. It was probably about 150 to 200 pounds. He's raising it up to take it to the fair.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a little blood in its pen and no trace of the hog at all.
Oh, jeez. Like it got hauled off, huh?
Yep, and all they found was just some big dog tracks, what they called it, but
Man. That's creepy. And then this activity just kind of stopped suddenly?
yeah. From what my grandpa told me it did, there may have been a few sightings after that, but he said that the cops increased their patrols, and then because just I can't think of what the army base is down there in Perrysburg.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandpa said he saw a couple of Jeeps and one of the cargo trucks come through once as he was selling corn.
Wow.
So I'm assuming they took care of the problem.
Yeah, it sounds like it, especially if all the activity dropped off then, yeah. It sounds like they might have taken care of it, but wow. What a deal. Jeez. Ugh. That's just freaky.
Yeah.
Just freaky.
There's let's see. At the house that my grandparents lived at was the new one. That was right across from the correction facility.
Mm-hmm.
Then about 2 miles away from that is the house that my uncle, my aunt, my mom were raised for the most part.
Okay.
And my grandpa would always get pissed off because his tools would always come up missing.
Okay.
And he could never figure it out. And then he decided to go through and put some new plaster up on one of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
He opened the wall up, and he found a handful of his tools.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. So they were getting taken by something spiritual. They were getting deported.
Yeah, and my grandpa said that they would always see little shadows flittering around, and about the creepiest part, well, the part that always creeped me out, my mom told me that she was outside in the barn and there was nobody else home, but my aunt was calling her from inside the house.
Oh, okay. Yikes.
And it just, I've tried to get my mom to come on the show and tell you more about it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear more because that's definitely our bread and butter, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
But that's about all I got to share.
Well, that's perfect, man. I really appreciate you calling in, and thanks for being a part of tonight's show. Those are excellent stories. A lot of weirdness, man.
There's more, but I'll save it for another night.
All right, brother. Thanks so much for calling in. It's great to hear from you.
Yep.
All right, very cool. And that's absolutely perfect timing because
It is.
we are just down to the minute mark before the break. So That couldn't have been better scheduled by professionals, ladies and gentlemen. And we know we're not professional here on the portal. We're just winging it as usual. But we got a lot more to come on the other side. Remember, after the Paranormal Portal tonight, stick around on TFR, iHeart, TuneIn, TalkStream Live, because Paisley Wild will be coming up with more of her discussion of the chakras. What is she at, the throat chakra now?
Correct. Yes, that is tonight.
Throat chakra tonight.
Chakra. Careful what you say.
Careful what you say, ladies and gentlemen. You screw up your throat chakra. Or you get punched in the throat chakra, and that's never good. So,
good old PIT, baby.
So we're going to go to our break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. We'll be right back on the other side with more of the Paranormal Portal.
Play their games. Everybody loves to place their bets. They don't understand the price I paid. They don't care to comprehend. Trace their lines upon my body, dripping scars across my heart. Raging anger pours inside me, and their lies keep falling apart. But I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken I am finished with my silence. I am not a stupid boy. No more breaking me with kindness. Just you dance upon my joy. Leading me with empty promise. You're just another fucking mess. Taking off the slice of my sanity. Just make sure that you're well fed. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken
A nightmare from which they cannot wake. I can't see you, Mommy. Where are you? I've never sensed anything like it. Carol Ann is not like those she's with. They're attracted to the one thing about her that is different from themselves. Her life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home and earthly pleasures. Something they desperately desire, but can't have anymore. Right now, she's the closest thing to that.
Poltergeists are usually associated with an individual. Hauntings seem to be connected with an area. A house, usually.
Poltergeist disturbances are of fairly short duration, perhaps a couple of months. Hauntings can go on for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, hour number 2 is upon us here on the Paranormal Portal. Hope you're enjoying the journey. We're enjoying bringing it to you. Thank you all for being here with us. It's always a pleasure to have you amongst us and us amongst you and amongst each other, together, holding hands, singing songs
Singing songs of love and unity
that's pretty
and peaceful
nice.
things.
Peaceful things. That's us. We are peaceful things. And this is the
Thank
Paranormal
God
Portal.
for Paisleys. I like Paisleys. They're kind of cool. Didn't mean that Paisley.
I
Weird.
don't know what you mean. You just,
Paisley. Paisley is a pattern, not a thing or a person. Paisley is a pattern.
I'm aware of
It's
that.
not a color. A lot of people think it's a color. It's not color.
I didn't think it was a color. Thought it was a pattern.
not a
Because
color.
I had some Paisley shirts.
I'm
I know.
so unsurprised.
You are so unsurprised. Well, I'll tell you, I look good in those Paisley shirts for whatever
Oh
it's worth.
my goodness, he was an '80s child.
I was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at it. Missed you guys after the laptop crash. Hiss. I hear a hissing. Yeah, the hissing is from the Skype connection to the phone lines. I don't know why the hell it happens. It's just continuous, but it's not anything wrong with your laptop. So rest assured, it's on our network end, but it's not here. It's between here and there and you. And so there's this hissy
Beyond our control is what he means.
It's the sound of broadcasting from the portal. Yeah, you got to get a little bit of audio anomalies just because it is a freak of nature, as is the portal. So, but we are fast at it. We've been covering a lot of UFO stuff right off the bat here. And Mr. Don, you wanted to discuss something.
Well, we brought up the Montauk Project and the
We did.
Philadelphia Project. Actually, let me blame Carlton for that one. So, it brought to mind this guy named Al Bielek. Al Bielek.
Yep.
Now, Al Bielek was a Navy man. He was in the Navy in 1943. According to popular legend, in 1943, the U.S. undertook a secret experiment based out of the port of Philadelphia. These experiments were designed to put Einstein's unified field theory to practical use by making a naval ship invisible.
Invisibly.
While conspiracy conspiracy theorists debate the existence of the Philadelphia experiment, one alleged survivor of the scientific outing, Al Bielek, maintained that the Navy's purpose was entirely different. According to Bielek, I can't talk tonight, the true purpose of the Philadelphia experiment wasn't invisibility, it was time travel.
Uh-huh.
In 1990, Bielek claimed that he spent time in two separate periods of the future only to return to the present and tell his story. And that was just the beginning of the fantastic revelations of this totally, completely, absolutely 100% not fake time traveler, as if someone would make that up anyway. So this is not very complimentary
flattering,
to
yeah.
him, but one, a peculiar child by his own words. Al Bielek was born in 1927 to an otherwise wholesome family. He says his first memories came at a Christmas party when he was just 9 months old. He found he was able to fully understand the adults talking in the room around him. Growing up, he says he was known as the walking encyclopedia, easily distinguishing himself amongst his classmates.
I bet he was really popular with the ladies.
I bet you he was. Like a lump on a log.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's such a dork.
Yeah.
As a young man, duty called, so Al was compelled to join the Navy to help fight the Nazis. It was here that Bielik took his first trip through time, according to Bielik. He was just a lowly naval officer serving aboard the USS Eldridge in 1943. The jump to 2137. In later years, the Eldridge would become famous for supposedly harboring the Philadelphia experiment. One day, August 13th, 1943 to be exact, Bielik and his brother were subject to some of the odd happenings aboard the ship. They jumped to safety to only land in 2137. That would be the year 2137.
Right, right.
Life in a futuristic hospital. While in 2137, Bielik was treated for radiation injuries, through a highly advanced series of treatments that relied on vibration and light. Ah, go figure. What's more, the entertainment in the hospital...
Just a rave.
Oh,
they sent him to a rave. All right, anyway. Sorry.
What's more, the entertainment in the hospital was solely educational, and news programming's the only choice of TV in the entire world. 5. The Earth had undergone rapid change. When Bielik landed in 2137, he discovered that geographical shifts had transformed the globe. The coastlines of every continent had changed drastically. Florida had disappeared except for the Panhandle. Easily the worst part.
What is the Panhandle? Isn't the whole thing a panhandle?
No, because it has that stripe. It comes like this down, and then it's got the peninsula that juts out. So there is the contiguous part here, and then the peninsula.
Which part is the Panhandle?
The Panhandle is the part that was the peninsula.
Okay, so
it's the Panhandle.
So it disappeared up where it connects to the rest of the states.
Yes.
All right, so it's like an island. Gotcha.
No, the peninsula part disappeared. It was underwater. Anyhow.
Okay, I'm lost. All right, anyway, continue on.
Oh, you know what? Actually, no, you were right. Yes, except for the Panhandle, I read it the other way. Sorry, my apologies. Oh, he's stealing my... Yeah.
I'm just grabbing the camera quick so I could wink.
Yeah. Here, anyway. Grab the camera again so I can fly a bird.
Okay, go ahead. I'm winking again.
The Great Lakes were just one Great Lake. Atlanta was 3 miles from the Atlantic Ocean. Ooh, that's wow. The United States was a relic. In 2137, Bielik said that the United States infrastructure had been completely destroyed. The central government was a total thing of the past. Both Canada and the U.S. were gone, ruled over by a kind of locally enforced martial law.
Oh, that's creepy.
The world population... no kidding.
We just call them warlords.
The world population diminished. According to Bielik, around 2005, the United States and Europe had banded together to fight off the combined threat of China and Russia. The resulting war killed billions of people. The total population of the world would only be 300 million, and essentially ruined the world's governments. An unannounced journey forward. From there, Bielik says he was sent forward to the year 2749, where he stayed for 2 years before being transported back to 2137 to pick up his brother. In 2749,
it's like a milk run or something.
Yeah, I'll be back. I just
got to go grab a gallon of milk
and a pack of smokes.
For 2 years.
The world adapted to technology to build mobile floating cities. Governments of any kind was non-existent. Everything was run by AI, called the Synthetic Intelligence Computer System, that worked telepathically.
Ooh, that's creepy. Okay.
Wars were non-existent in 2749.
Yeah, well, everybody was mind controlled.
Yeah. Bielik stated that there was no wars in 2749 because, according to him, wars were practically impossible. There were no military or soldiers, navy, or any air force, so any conflict between countries was irrelevant. Everything was run on socialist values.
Oh, dear.
Bielik reported that no one needed money in 2749. Simply, there was no need to have it. Everyone had their own credits, which allowed them to buy everything they wanted.
Which equals money. It's just a different name.
Yeah.
How many credits do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Here, where's your microchip?
Yeah.
Meeting Dr. von Neumann.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, Bielik is sent back from 2749 to 2137 to pick up his buddy, his brother. From there, the duo are transported to 1984, where they meet Dr. John Newman, who convinces the two men to travel back to their original time, 1943. In case you're lost, in case you're lost, 1943, in case you're lost, and stop the Philadelphia experiment from ever happening. The two men quickly agreed and went back and got the job done. Learning the real truth after his time in the Navy, of course, as we said, this isn't very,
Right.
So after his time in the Navy, Bielik completed his education in electronics. Soon, though, he found himself contracted out to various military contractors who slowly took the young electronics whiz into their confidence. They revealed to him that the U.S. military was actively involved in adapting alien technology and forwarding research on psychic operations. Soon after, Bielik was recruited by the Montauk Project, keeping undercover in California. Though Bielik was working a job in California, his importance to the Montauk Project was so great that he was given access to the super secret network of high-speed trains running under the country.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
This allowed him to work his normal job during business hours and moonlight in Montauk for the government. Of course, once the time tunnel was perfected, he would just teleport back and forth.
Wow.
More journeys in time travel. Through the 1970s, Bielik was the program director for the psychics who worked in Montauk. In that capacity, Bielik exerted considerable control over the project and was even afforded some first-rate business trips. He went to Mars.
Of course.
Bielik went to Mars on several occasions. He remembers several trips he took with teams to a research station in 100,000 BC to other planets to get canisters filled with light and dark energy. And to the year 6037.
Wow.
Going public ruined the whole thing. Once Bielik went public with his extraordinary adventures, the government sadly disavowed him. They didn't even do him the dignity of calling him a crazy kook. They simply let him lecture and talk because, well, maybe he was a crazy old kook who believed his real name was Edward Cameron and that he'd been living for more than 100 years. He had been alive. He says he was alive for more than 100 years.
Wow.
Why he wasn't harmed by the government. Bielik believes he was not harmed or stopped because his time travel experiences locked him into this timeline. Somehow, by being here today, he, among others in the program, served to balance the effects they produced from prior time traveling experiments. And then there's a picture of watchers. They got the fedoras on, and they're just bald, no facial hair, and
like
just
Men
white.
in Black, yeah.
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 One more quick thing. It just so happened that the time travel to which Bielik was subjected to in 1943 sounds an awful lot like the setup for 1984's The Philadelphia Experiment, the movie, in which a couple of sailors serving aboard the USS Eldridge were flung forward in time. Admittedly, Bielik's story differs pretty substantially from the plot of that movie. From there on, he did have about 6 years to flesh out his story once he got some inspiration. So they're accusing him of following the plot line of the movie.
Well, if he was before it, it would have been a little better, though, in his case.
Yes. In the years since Bielik's 1990 confessions, the conspiracy community has been abuzz with his reputed version of the events. Of course, his story has drawn some criticisms, even among his own. Among his own? Can we call them colleagues, for instance?
Perhaps.
There's apparently a site that does nothing but prove that Bielik had nothing to do with the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh, okay.
But the Philadelphia experiment was real. The site that debunks Bielik's stories doesn't refute the fact that the Philadelphia experiment's existence. Only an exhaustive line-by-line inspection of Bielik's entire history of speeches, was indeed in order to prove that he was no part of it, because Bielik's story was airtight otherwise. Almost done. If you're familiar with the whole Philadelphia experiment thing, there's much more to the cover-up than Bielik's story. In fact, most people think the original Philadelphia experiment came from a man named Carlos Andale, who wrote a series of particularly eloquent letters to writer Morris K. Jessup in 1956. And Andale's version of events cast Einstein as a bit more of a mad scientist type than history remembers.
Okay.
According to Allende, I'm going to kill this name every time I say it, Einstein used the U.S. Navy to accomplish his own ends. The government itself reportedly had no clue that time travel experiments were being done. He was all too happy to confess the whole thing was a delusional hoax later in his life. Al Bielik passes away in 2011. Bielik died on October 10, 2011 in Guadalajara, Mexico. He was 84 years old and was buried at a local cemetery in Guadalajara.
Huh.
Al Bielik's birth certificate is dated March 31st, 1927, but whether he was born on that date depends on how much of Al's story you're willing to believe. He has always maintained his real identity is that of Edward Cameron, son of a career naval officer, and that he had been regressed back in time to that of a 9-month-old baby in California in 1927, where he was raised as Al Bielik by Arthur and Albertina Bielik. So basically, he was born before then, and he was physically regressed back to 9 months old, and then given to Arthur and Albertina Bielik at the age of 9 months. So that's March 31st, 27 was that date.
Gotcha. I don't know what the hell to think of all that.
You know, that's interesting though, because this isn't what I remember from his talk with. It's not near as much as it's not near the story I understand that I remember hearing from Al Bielik on Art Bell's show.
Oh,
this is quite a bit different.
Right.
So, you know, I listened to that back in a long time ago.
Long time ago.
When Art was still on
Coast to Coast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was still his.
Right.
So, yeah. But there you go. So, there was a lot more. The story that he told on Coast to Coast was a lot more involved and talked more about his brother and how his brother, did stay. You know, I'm remembering some of this, but there's a whole lot that I remember that wasn't brought up in this. So,
sure.
But, you know, it's all a confusing kind of little story anyhow. So there you go. Al Bielik, the time traveler from the Philadelphia experiment through the Montauk Project.
Yeah. Pharmacy says, this all sounds insane. Yep. Yes, Don. Also, there's some good YouTube interviews with Al.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. I don't know. I it's one of those claims that I personally can't get my head around. I don't know. I mean, I believe that there's so much possible and there's so much going on out there that we don't know. And I try not to go after stories like this, even though in my head I'm just going, what the hell?
Not the
Really?
Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was the atom bomb.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, that's good.
Renee mentioned it.
Renee did? Okay. But it's just the whole idea that all of this stuff, like, oh, he shot through time. He went through different timelines. He keeps getting shot back and forth through time.
Right.
And ends up in 84. Well, how'd they get him from 84 back to 43? Were they carrying something that just, hit the button and they go?
No. He said he jumped off the Eldritch.
Right.
Him and his brother, who he didn't know at the time was his brother, by the way.
Oh.
Because he was the son of...
Sure.
who
Yeah.
Cameron, also the son of the admiral, but they were separated, and then he was given it 9 months to the other people.
It's so many layers of weird.
So
you
he
know?
jumped
my
off
God.
they jumped off the boat.
Yeah,
they
I
got
know.
transported into future.
Right, but how do they willfully get transported back? The future sent them back.
Well,
right?
the Montauk project was about time travel as well, but it was
Right.
they were talking about psychics and projection.
I know, but
More
you know
of
what I'm saying? It's like they
Oh,
end up
yeah.
in 84 and they end up talking to this guy who convinces them to return to 40 whatever. How? Do they have like a little time travel button in their pocket? Okay, you're right. Let me pull up
Time cop.
my time clock and let me dial it into back where we came from. It's like, how are they just suddenly jettisoning through time to different times? I don't know. That's just the weirdness I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to be honest with you, because it's just, it's one of those stories that the deeper it goes, the more layers that get added to it, the less I want to hear about it. It's just like, oh, come on, it's just too much. I don't know. I mean, I don't pretend to know what people have been through, what is possible, but can it all of that happen to one person? Maybe. I don't know. It's too much for me personally, though.
Yeah, there's a lot there. You know, when
Yeah.
you're talking about being jumped up to 2137 and then into 2749.
All of a sudden, they're time lords. They got a TARDIS.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a TARDIS. They're just dialing.
And then what is it? The screwdriver.
Yeah,
The
the
sonic
exactly.
screwdriver.
Yep. Yeah, they just got a police call box. They just shoot through time. Oh wait, that was Doctor Who. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like, I can't do it personally, but whatever you guys believe is fine. And I'm not trying to roll a deuce all over this thing. It's just, I don't know. I have a hard time getting my head around all of it. And it just feels wacky to me, just wacky. So my own 2 cents, whatever that's worth.
Aussie says, you made a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Well, there is that. There is that. But you might end up going back and dating your mom or something else creepy. So.
Oh, gosh.
All right. But thank you for sharing that. That was interesting.
It took up almost the whole half hour.
Yeah, it really did. It burned up some time, which is always fascinating.
He crashed the TARDIS into the Eldridge to stop the experiment from happening.
There you go, Duke. And he threw his sonic screwdriver into the exhaust port.
And that's what screwed up their
By using the
invisibility.
Force, and he took his lightsaber then and
Luke, use the Force.
went after Hitler, I think. I don't know.
And killed 2 Sasquatches and went and killed Hitler. That's what he did.
That's right. He trained with the Squatches first, and then went to get Hitler.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, folks. It just gets so weird. But I love it. I love this stuff anyway, but it's just so weird. We've literally got just minutes here, don't we? Okay, so it's not probably enough time to get into new stuff until we get back from the break. But we got a lot more to get into, at least as much as we can squeeze into this bucket of fun that we call the Paranormal Portal. Because it is a bucket of fun, isn't it, Don?
Oh, we're going into the last break already.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Where did it go?
I talked for the
I
entire
think
first half of
we
the
are
second
time
half.
traveling, Don.
We are.
We are time lords here on the Paranormal Portal,
You
ladies
just
and gentlemen.
make your time go away.
We're actually sucking the life force out of you, and you perceive that as time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like Wesley. I have just now sucked a year of your life away. Hopefully it was 2020.
Yeah, God, speaking of weird years, the weird just keeps piling on to 2020. I guess after 2020, I can believe just about anything, really. Because, I mean, if you would have went back to 2019 and say, hey, guess what, this next year is going to be bizarre. You guys wait and see. And nobody would have believed it. It would have been like, no.
Well, according to the movie Real Steel with Hugh Jackman,
Yeah.
we're supposed to have like super duper, boxing robots, not like,
Yeah, I know. I just watched that the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Because I just watched it again today.
Yeah.
So today, we're supposed to have like arenas, and pugilism is gone.
We should have those.
We should.
So, as somebody out there, get on that whole big giant fighting robot thing,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Not the goofy one with remote control cars.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't work. That's not the same. We need walking robots that are, like Gundams, going at it. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Gundams, those giant
Yeah.
Japanese things.
Well, and then you got Pacific Rim, the Godzilla type things.
Yep, the Jaegers. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Pacific
Not the Jaggers, no. They don't dance like the Jaggers.
The tall woman.
Oh,
It's all here, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment. We strive to entertain you here on the portal, but we are going to go to our last break, and then we'll have 1.5 hour. If you're new to the portal, you're just coming in like, well, they keep taking breaks. Well, we take breaks because we are actually simulcasting on tfrlive.com, iHeartRadio, TuneIn and TalkStream Live, and those are the networks, and we have to abide by the break schedule. So that's why we have to take half-hour breaks here. We don't because we need to. We do because they make us. No.
We gotta.
Just to keep it all together. So
that way everybody gets the whole show.
Yep, we just keep it all congruent. So we'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Time to pay the bills with the ads. But don't go away. 1.5 hour to go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Last half hour is upon us. Wow. I'm trying to devour these Tic Tacs. How you doing, Don?
Good. While you devour Tic Tacs, that's amazing. How do you devour something so small, or something that moves so fast, depending on which Tic Tac you're talking about?
Just the kind that are orange flavored.
Oh, not the kind that's flying with Gimlet and fast and
Fast mover. No.
Fast
Nope.
Mover.
I'm not eating those kinds.
Dang it.
Nope.
That'd be
It's
kinda
just
fun.
me. Yeah. There you go. So we are 1/2 hour left of this show.
1/2 hour.
Well, 25 minutes actually,
Oh.
folks.
Well,
We could-
dash my hopes of a half-hour show.
well, we can go longer if you want.
Well, I have to go home. I must be at home.
That was your bluff, Don, and I called it. All right, we have.
It was not a Bluff Creek. Bluff Charge.
No, it wasn't Bluff Creek. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have more to get through here. I was going to do. It turned out to be very much a UFO night, which is
it
cool.
did. Oh, you know what? Let me say something real quick. I have received the sticker, the mug, one of the shirts, and one of the shirts. So we need to get those. I forgot to bring them with me so we could get. I got these shirts yesterday, so we need to send out those prizes that we.
Yeah. Just
Gosh.
bring 'em
I will bring. Oh, I meant to bring you your chairs too. The ones we took to Missoula.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, I guess I've forgotten everything today.
Yeah.
But we have them, and we will get them shipped out to you. Let's see. I can't remember all who all.
We'll get them all shipped out.
We'll get them shipped out. Yes. My apologies. Oh, and don't forget Teesprings Spooky20 for our 20% off code. Now through Halloween, the Blue Moon Night.
Blue Moon Nights. Yeah. We've got to figure out what we're going to do for Halloween, Don. What do you feel like doing, Don?
I feel like
going to bed.
I feel like taking a nap and maybe doing a 2-hour show on Saturday night.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to get into. I don't know. I may do a portal-thon myself. I don't know. We'll see. I may enlist all of your guys' help to make that happen. I'm just saying I'm throwing around ideas because, I know I'm getting older every year. It's like I hit a wall at about midnight. It's like, I get this like paste on my eyeballs. It's like, oh my God, I need to sleep now. It's like, and it happens just all of a sudden. I'll be like, da-da-da. Yeah, it's like next thing I know, my eyes are just all heavy and pasty. It's like, no, I'm fading.
What do you mean? Was Carlton? What do you mean? Can I play 2 for Halloween? What do you mean?
Play what? What do you play, Carlton?
What do you play? Do you play a dulcimer? A sitar?
A dulcimer. All right, so we got some more fun here for you guys.
Maybe he blows an alto saxy.
Hey, I don't want to hear about that. This is a family show, Don.
He's keeping it sexy.
Don's bringing the saxy back. All right, so we got an article here. This is kind of a cryptid thing. I don't know. It's strange creature. 2 mysterious creatures wandered in front of a door cam in Dallas, Texas, August 28th of 2020. Video involved. So we're going to look at that video, ladies and gentlemen, but let me read what this is going on. I should probably get a link over to our family over in TFR. Let me get that over for Bam, and I guess Bam. Bam, you're just like the lone soldier over there. Gotta love you, brother. All right, so here we go. This footage came from our Ring door cam. It was recorded automatically by a door cam. In the footage, we see 2 very short creatures walking around in the parking lot. The creatures look to be around a foot tall or less. There are dozens of old UFO landing reports that talk about eyewitnesses seeing small alien creatures, some that move incredibly fast, but none were harmful, but were reported to be very mischievous. These creatures in the cam look like they are looking for something. It is very possible that these are 2 intelligent alien beings and they landed to get a close-up look at life on Earth for a few minutes. Intelligence is not regulated by size, but by will of the species to evolve and survive. Oh, you just need a will. I could have done better on my SATs. All right, so we're gonna play this video, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it's going to be. I have not seen this ahead of time, and then we'll look at some still images that they've isolated, but let's take a peeky. All right, so here it is. And this is Mondo something paranormal. It's Hispanic paranormal thing, but let's get to the meat.
Why do cool things happen so often in this?
Okay, I don't know. That's a good question.
Ooh.
Did it shoot a laser? Did you see
Why
that?
not?
Did you see that? Look at that. It's like it shot a laser. Watch. Pew! Watch it again. Pew! they are actually doing battle, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I see? Oh, well, to that point, I saw cats. But this
Those are
is
the
a little
weirdest-
not cat.
That is weird, right?
They're upright walking rats.
They're up
Oh, there goes another laser. So actually what you're seeing
Bugs,
there is...
yeah.
No, rods.
Huh?
Rods. Those are rods.
Oh, they're not rods. Pew! I love that shot, though. It's just perfect. It's like, get him. I don't know what these are. They're very strange. They look like they're bipedal, oddly enough. Could they be gnomes?
I don't know.
We hear about gnomes, especially in Mexico
Yeah.
and in the
Southern-
regions.
Yeah, southern. Yeah.
So that's not uncommon. They do look bipedal. That is just funny. I like that laser shot. Pew!
You know exactly where that laser shot
I
is,
know,
too,
I-
don't you? You
yeah.
can just like go right back to it. And like, just watch this. Yeah, until they do this, I thought they were cats.
Yeah, those are not cats, but I don't know what the hell they are. That's really strange.
They might have little shadows too, but that doesn't make sense. Well, they are close enough to the ground
Yeah,
because you don't see the shadow of the cars.
very weird.
So-
What are we going to see? There's more coming up? No, I guess it's
There's
just,
more. Yeah, there's more.
yeah, there's more. Pew!
Oh,
It's just it's
it's
blown
just
up a little
low-
bit.
Yeah, okay.
So they blew it up a little bit for this series of shots. I don't know what the hell those are. That's really weird. That is really strange. I mean, they are walking. I mean, it could be just something like ducks for all we know. I mean, it could, I mean, really,
Those are some wild-looking ducks.
they are. But let's see what it shows us.
You know, there are
next.
actually chickens that walk upright like that. They actually
Let's
stand
just-
up.
let's
They're called
watch.
surami.
Okay.
I think that's what they're called.
Look at that though. They got these little almost non-existent legs. They are like duck or a bird. Maybe they are just some kind of bird. I don't know. Like they're just walking around.
There are chickens that walk like that.
Well, could it be an owl or something like that?
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
Let's check that out again. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe they're like young nestlings that just popped out of the nest, just starting to fly, and they're just wandering around like, hey, we're kind of screwed. You can't get back up there. You know, maybe there's some kind of bird. That's the only thing I could think that would walk bipedally like that, and yet have these little spindly legs. Would be
penguins.
yeah, there's penguins hanging out in this region. I guess that's very strange. Pew! I love when it shoots that thing though. That's just really funny. It could maybe it's some of those the pictures they show of those little owls that are up in their nest and they look like little aliens. They really do.
Yeah.
You know the ones I'm talking about? They got
Yeah.
those big buggy eyes.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're barred owls or what kind of owls they are, but they show them and they're really large, but they look like they're standing very upright like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, they have these real skinny thighs too. So they've got the typical foot,
Right.
lower leg and foot of a bird.
Right.
But they have these really skinny thighs too, and if they stand all the way up, they look weird.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And so when they puff out, they're even weirder.
Right.
But do you know owls sleep on their stomachs?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
no.
they sleep on their stomachs.
Okay.
And with their legs outstretched behind them.
But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out for yourself. See what you think. But very, very strange. Very cool capture. It does look like they're it looks like some little creature, no doubt. But I just can't think of what it could be other than that. Because you look at how spindly the legs are. And to me, that's the red flag and how robust the hip area is. Like it's gotten really thick all of a sudden up to there. So I'll bet you there's some kind of bird. But really creepy and weird. Not what you'd expect to see wandering around a driveway, but maybe they were going after a cat or something. Who knows? Look at that pose. That looked like it was an arm, though, didn't it? The way it was hunched over there. Whoops.
Yeah.
Look at that. Let me do it again. Boom. Look at that. It does have a weird stooped over look.
Well, see, if that piece might be the shadow, though. If it's stooped over, that'd be the shadow. This piece here would be the shadow. Because it's shadow here.
But it's got
if it's stooped over.
It's got light play right here, though.
Yeah, because of the light coming this way that's causing the shadow.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's the shadow on the ground. Yeah, that could be. And perhaps this is shadow, too, because it looks like the light's coming this way. And maybe this dark projection here is actually shadow. and maybe this is the only the part of the
Right.
of the creature, whatever it is. But yeah, very strange. I don't know. All right, well there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Strange little creatures walking bipedally around. You have to let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I'm thinking, and this came from UFOsightsdaily.com. So you can certainly check out their site for more strangeness of this kind. This is the first time I've been there, but
Cyborg penguins.
cyborg penguins. They're little Terminator penguins.
Duke says ninja owls.
Ninja owls. Could be. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm bringing it to your attention for your critical analysis.
Three Chi Mom says spindly legs, robust hip area. You caught me.
Well, I'm not saying it's not a bad look. It's just
Aaron B's here. Nice to see you, buddy.
oh, nice. Okay. All right. But yep, that's a strange video, and I love checking all these strange things out. That's what the show is all about, ladies and gentlemen. The strangeness. This is not, I'm not even going to cover that. That's so stupid. Scientists say the Koof pandemic is a rehearsal for the first contact with aliens. Really? Well, I don't know what to say to that, but here's one. Looks like it's a UFO caught near a commercial jet, which is, I would think, very concerning. If I was on a commercial jet and a UFO just popped by the window,
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing.
I'd be a little nervous because what comes next? Is it like, hey, look at that? It's like a buffet.
I hope Captain Sully's on.
Yeah.
You're going to land that thing in the Hudson.
All right, so video, UFO flew at high speed near a landing a passenger plane. Let me get this link over to TFR. Keep it rolling over there. All right, boom. Okay, it says the British captured on video. The British captured on video how a UFO flies at high speed near a passenger plane. The incident took place on August 26th in Yorkshire, New England, or northern England, New England. Sorry. According to eyewitnesses, the huge disc-shaped object has a dark gray color. People were surprised at the incredible speed of the flying saucer. In comparison with it, the plane seemed to be hanging in the air. A mysterious object flew right in front of the window and flew past. Looks like the link is broken. Must have got pulled down.
It's not broken.
This is usually
Click
a
on
broken.
that, it'll play.
Okay, we'll check it out. This video is actively circulating on the internet, makes it possible to compare the size of the aircraft and a UFO. Interestingly, the airport's radars did not detect the unidentified object. Moreover, absolutely nothing was seen in the control tower. Later, this video was analyzed by UFO hunter Scott Waring. In his recent website post, Waring claimed that aliens have visited England to gather data.
Go figure.
How does he just know that? Maybe they're just here sightseeing. The UFO came so close.
They lock their doors as they go by. What are you talking about?
The UFO came so close, I'm surprised it didn't collide with the jet. These things are so highly skilled they can make such moves as this. Moves. It's just insane. The UFO came within less than a meter of the jet with hundreds of passengers on it. Sounds like aliens care more about data they gather than human lives. Again, what are you making these assumptions from? What a bold statement. My name is Scott Waring, and I am right. On his website, UFO Sightings Daily, Waring also criticized the technology used in airports to detect unknown objects that could pose a threat to airplanes that might be landing on or taking off. This object is huge, about the size of a car, and yet the control tower and airport workers had no idea it was even there. It goes to show you how ancient our radar technology really is, added Waring. I don't know. Let's see if we can see it. Nope. Video unavailable, Don. Ding, 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 ding.
Because that doesn't always mean broken.
It always has for me. That's why I looked at it and went, oh, no, this isn't going to work. So we can't actually see the video, ladies and gentlemen, but apparently Scott Waring's got it all dialed in for us. There's nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Move along. I don't know. It's just such a presumption. They're here collecting data. Well, did they swing by and tell you what they were up to? Are you on the mailing list or what's going on? everybody that makes claims like they just know everything drives me up a wall. You don't know what they're doing. We don't know anything about them. That's just me. I'm a little punchy tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you do? Except continue on.
Continue on. We soldier on.
We
soldier on.
We soldier on.
Soldier on.
We soldier on. Okay, here it is. Here's the time travel paradox article that I was looking for. I found it, ladies and gentlemen. And it says, physicist solves time travel paradox problem. I think I'll just read this one because there's nothing visually to go along with it. But let me change screens here. It says, physics student Germain Tobar has come up with the mathematics for what he calls paradox-free time travel. From Doctor Who to Back to the Future, time travel has been a staple science fiction technology in movies, books, and TV shows for years. But could it really be possible to travel into the past? One of the longest-standing problems when it comes to time travel is the paradox, a concept that would seem to make the idea of changing events in the past a total impossibility. As an example, imagine time traveling into the past to stop a deadly disease. And if you succeeded, there wouldn't have been a disease to travel back in time to stop, hence the paradox. Now, though, physics student Germain Tobar from the University of Queensland in Australia believes that he has come up with the mathematics necessary to avoid paradoxes entirely. According to his calculations, space-time is actually capable of adapting itself to avoid them from happening. In the example mentioned above, this could manifest as the disease breaking out regardless of efforts to travel back in time to stop it, thus making it an inevitable occurrence. Classical dynamics says if you know the state of a system at a particular time, this can tell us the entire history of the system, said Tobar. However, Einstein's theory of general relativity predicts the existence of time loops or time travel where an event can be both in the past and future of itself, theoretically turning the study of dynamics on its head. Of course, all this is purely hypothetical. It remains to be seen whether or not time travel is actually possible, and even if it is, it isn't certain how it would work and whether or not things could be changed. Tobar's work on the subject, however, has at least proven to be quite compelling. The math checks out, and the results are the stuff of science fiction, said physicist Fabio Costa. I still don't know what he's talking about. I just read that whole thing, and I don't know what he's done, other than say, well, things are inevitable. You can't change them? What? What does that mean? Or is that what he's saying, or is he saying something completely different? I don't understand. So you go back and try to stop a disease, but it happens anyway. No paradox. Well,
that's because they jump timelines.
Would you think that's what it is? They just create...
Because I think that's kind of what happened with the whole Bielik thing, too, is he may have jumped timelines.
Do you think Al Bielik was a real deal?
Not necessarily, no.
I'm just curious.
I liked his original story that I heard back in the 90s, though,
Okay.
a lot more than what I just read.
Yeah.
Because he didn't talk about all that stuff, believe it or not. Maybe he was just didn't actually say it outright.
Right.
So, but anyhow.
Well, there's that. There's the possibility, but here's a Loch Ness Monster video, or caught on video, and this is 1 week ago. I guess I better share a link, right? Oh, it says you can share that. Oh, there it is, the footage below. Okay, so this is a Nessie video, ladies and gentlemen, apparently brand new. Let me put this link over in the TFR lane, and it is there. Okay, so this says Loch Ness Monster spotted, or sighting caught on video. A man who had been walking his dog along the shore of the loch recently spotted something unusual in the water. Offshore worker Trevor Ross was taking a stroll along the beach at Doris, a small village at the northeastern side of the lake, Loch Ness, when he noticed something protruding from the water. I imagine that's this bump here. Mm-hmm. Grabbing his phone, he managed to capture a few seconds of footage. The object, which appears black in color, seemed to move up and down, in and out of the water. And I have been along Doris Beach loads, and I've never seen anything like that before in the water moving, he said. It might have been a log. The sighting comes just 1 week after a family spotted an eel-like creature described as being the size of a bus at exactly the same spot on the beach at Doris. At that time, they were unable to capture footage. However, the latest sighting could be connected. Could both witnesses have seen the same object partially submerged in the water? You can check out the latest footage below. Well, let's do just that, ladies and gentlemen.
Do this.
Because that's how we roll here on the portal.
All
All right, I'm going to make it bigger for the
yes, make it bigger.
the viewers. Don.
What?
You saucy bastard.
You're the one that was talking about a 600-yard deep hole in some place in Mexico.
I can't even say what I want to say because it's a family show. There it is. Yeah, that looks like a deadhead. That looks like a log.
Yeah.
We called them deadheads on Lake Pepin. Those are logs that were mostly waterlogged, but they were a little bit buoyant still. And
Kind of like the Titanic. It bobbed for 3 hours up and down like that.
Yeah, that's a submerged log.
Yeah.
It's mostly waterlogged, meaning it'll stay underwater very soon, but in this case, it's still buoyant enough to pop up and down. And maybe it just came in shore enough to be resting on the bottom.
Right.
And
the water's just pushing it down.
Yeah, and the waves are making it bob up and down. So, no, nothing to see here, folks. That's not a Loch Ness Monster, in my opinion.
Keep moving.
That's a deadhead. Those are the kind of things you look for when you're boating on the Mississippi River. You steer way away from them because hitting them is an absolute catastrophe. So there you go. Interesting. I think he managed to film a log, but cool.
You go ahead and film your logs.
Yeah. Captain's log, literally. See what I did there, Don?
Gosh dang it.
Yeah, you can laugh for an hour about a damn hole, but you make it a real joke and you don't have time for it. Whatever. All right.
Duke, you can leave that line alone, please. Thank you.
What?
You can also remove that comment out of the chat.
Okay.
Because I can't do it, unfortunately.
What is it? This one? I don't know what I'm looking at. Do I need to delete a comment?
Yeah, keep going. Down. No, down.
Down?
Down
Okay.
is the other way, buddy. Is that all the way down? No, keep going.
I'm going.
There it is right there.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. We don't need that in the chat. Don't do that stuff in our chat, please.
And Renee can knock it off, too. That'll be fine. Renee, talk about on-topic things.
Yeah, we don't need we don't ever attack our guests.
Dang it.
We don't attack our guests on this show. Somebody comes on the show, you leave your personal stuff outside of the show. So thank you very much. Because we'll never get people on here. Oh, well, okay. All right, there we go. We're going to go there, I guess. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about out of time tonight, so I don't know what else to tell you, but there's not a lot left to cover other than, what is it? Oh, Paisley Show.
Yes.
Paisley Wild's coming up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, after us right here on TFR, iHeart, tune in and TalkStream Live, and you can definitely check out her show. She's doing coverage of, Don, take it away.
The throat chakra. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that chakra 4? That's 5. 5, because then
there's 2 more.
Yeah, so
then,
chakra number 5.
Then there's third eye and the crown next, right?
Of the major chakras.
Yes. So she's covering the chakras, ladies and gentlemen, and really cool, very cool stuff. I think that's kind of the information that everybody can use. The teachings of the chakra is just really universal in so many cultures around the world, and it's really the basis for a lot of health and well-being. You've got to be careful about your chakras. They believe that imbalances in the chakras will lead to diseases and maladies and other stuff. So I think it's important to learn that stuff, whether you believe it or not. I think it's just another idea of the functions of our human bodies and understanding ways that healing can be done, and we can work around that. So very cool. Very cool. So you got to check her out. She'll be coming up next, following us on TFR, iHeart, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live, as well as we need to let you know she has her own YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is youtube.com /the spaces between.
That's correct.
So excellent show. She's a dear friend of ours. We definitely want to help promote what she's doing. But, if you're into learning about esoteric ideas and practices and things like energy and crystals and other modalities like that, that is fantastic. And I really would encourage you to check out her show because she does a great job. So.
She does. It's a Portable Tree. Where are you from? That Paisley has an accent. She has a Midwestern accent, I'd imagine. She's from Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there. But anyhow, and Kirsten, thank you for the donation earlier. We appreciate that. She had this super chat.
Thank you so much. That was really cool. We really appreciate your support and your love, and we love you all. Oh, why does that sound go tinny? There it is.
There it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. We love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself,